Welcome to Roll the Dice. I'm Dan.
And I'm Lee.
And this is a GM's Guide to Better Role Playing. So this is our first episode, right?
Number one, man, we're going to just start off and we're going to talk about ourselves, what this podcast is about, just see how it goes. All right, the podcast is about how to tell a better story if you have problems with a player, like maybe they murder your awesome elven evil wizard right away in the first session and now you're completely stuck and you don't know what to do. I got some tips and tricks to help you get past that, I guess.
Okay, so we're helping GMs, especially mostly newer GMs, create a better game. Hopefully we can help veteran GMs create a better game too. If they're looking for tips, hopefully we have something for them too.
Yeah, definitely. And our way is not the way, just how we've come about from massive amounts of role-playing sessions, what works and what doesn't work.
Now you've been GMing for a while. Like I don't have much experience in rolling.
Shaking some
I suppose
dice.
we should explain it first. Game master is a term. Short
yes.
GM. I don't know if we want to delve into that. There's several terms for people running the games. So there's GM, which is a game master. Some games call people marshals, some dungeon masters.
Storyteller, yeah. It depends on the system, whatever they want to call it. But the generic term is, GM, game master, the person in charge of all the monsters and things trying to kill you. I was trying to think exactly when. I think 1999, I had a friend, Aaron. He used to run D&D all through high school with us. I don't know if you've played
1999.
Well, I meant in high school. Now I'm going to high school. Aaron used to run games all the time.
I think we've been playing longer than that, haven't we?
Well, I guess when I first started, basically the idea is that Aaron ran all the games for us in Dungeons and Dragons, and then he started running the game Deadlands, and then he got tired of doing it, and that's when I'll give this a shot. Why not? And I have been doing that ever since. Because wow, I actually really enjoy doing this, telling a story and running the game and having fun.
I remember playing my first game, which I don't think Aaron was there at the time, but Star Wars was one of my first games, and playing in it was a lot of fun.
When did you start playing role-playing games? Like how young were you?
I think it was in high school, so probably 95.
Okay.
Is when I started, but I can't remember if my cousin made me play GURPS once before that, or I can't remember if that was after that. Wow. I'm kind of I'm at a loss there.
That's cool. You're playing Star Wars though as your first game.
Yeah, it was kind of weird.
Yeah, and that's the West End games. Everything is a D6, I think, right?
Yeah, I had no idea what I was doing. I was playing Ewok mechanic, which is the worst combination you can have, trying to fix a spaceship.
I love it though. It's a great idea. And then you just get mad and just hit it with a spear or
you
stone
don't
hammer.
Understand anything. You try to fix it. Everything went wrong. But I had a lot of fun, and that kind of started me off in the path of role playing.
So this Ewok was your very first character.
Yeah, it was.
Cool. Yeah. So for me, I remember it actually really well. It was 5th grade. I was at Fairview Grade School, and it was recess. And I don't remember, memory's a little fuzzy now, getting older, where the board game came from. If it came from our teacher or if one of my friends had it from home. I thought it was a teacher who had it on the shelf next to the other board games. But that's the thing. It was in a box. And I had to look it up because I remember the paper being printed with blue ink, and apparently it was the basic D&D set from 1977.
So like the old classic.
Old classic, yeah. It wasn't even AD&D yet at that point. And I just remember they had pre-generated characters. I picked a dwarf with a +1 battle axe, and they had these little cards with, I think, maps. Like you would, when you're dungeon crawling, you would draw where you're going and stuff like that. But they're already done for you because it was a basic set. Like the adventure must have been there, and you just run through the thing. Well, I thought it was a board game as a kid. I had no idea what this was. I remember really enjoying it. So then when I told my parents I would like to get this board game, go to the stores, and no one would know what we're talking about because it's a book. And that was kind of interesting. And I
don't even know where you would have gotten it if you probably had to go to a comic book store.
A comic book store, especially hobby store. I had no idea until I think middle school or early high school. And then, here are the books, AD&D, Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, and been playing ever since.
Yeah, I remember AD&D was when I started playing Dungeons and Dragons. That's the one that I started playing.
Yep.
But we still had the classic books around for reference.
Yeah, I had that too. Yep, just they were there, so might as well look at them, use them.
And it's like, well, this is crazy. You get to play all this neat stuff and be in a world that's sort of like a movie, but you're creating your own world and story. It was just incredible.
Yeah, tons of fun. I know. Aaron ran a lot of the modules, and that's cool.
So you started on D&D,
Mm-hmm.
and you went to Deadlands, and you played several games now. And I guess what would be your favorite game right now?
It's gonna be lame.
Oh, okay.
It's okay. Deadlands will have always a special place in my heart because that's where it opened my mind to a new world of creativity for me that I didn't even think about at all. You're like, oh, it's fun running and making a character, but Deadlands is where it's at. But right now, I'm really loving the new Star Wars from Fantasy Flight Games.
Why do you say that's lame?
I guess it's not lame because Deadlands is a big part of our group of friends because we really connect. I think we connected really well over it and had just tons of fun, hours, days of playing.
So you're saying that you thought your friends would think it's lame that
I guess
over to Star Wars, even
yes.
though after all the playing of Deadlands.
I guess that's exactly what I was trying to say. Yeah.
No one thinks you're lame.
Yay! About time. Only took it to be almost in my 40s to get that figured out.
Took us, 20 years to find out you're not lame?
Wow.
All right.
Wow, that's strange. Okay.
Okay.
So what's yours?
Mine, I would think mine would be lamer than yours, but
okay.
Deadlands was one of my favorite games for the longest time. It still is up there, but I will never let Macross fall out of my top.
I think you and I have a big love for Macross. And I guess we could talk about how we met each other too. Well, it was in high school, but what's kind of funny is that we lived down just half a mile away.
Yeah, we lived a half a block away, basically. Well, I guess it's a
country
large
terms.
Farm block. So in the country,
I'd say a mile away in the country, and that was the border, I guess, for schools. So you went to one school, grade school, and I went to a different one.
Yes.
And then in high school, though, we met, we hooked up. Wait, no, the kids don't call it that nowadays, right?
No, it's a different meaning.
Okay, all right.
We hung out.
Yep. Yeah, you had grown up loving Macross, and so had I. We knew it. I mean, at the time, it was Robotech, and then understanding things, and then internet comes around, and Robotech is Macross. Yeah.
I'm trying to remember. I don't even remember the time that we first met each other.
I don't know either. I don't remember it in like a glistening dream sequence where you turn around slowly, who's that? Oh, he likes Macross too? Oh, I had no idea.
Yeah. No, and then we were together, we got married, and no.
And it didn't work out.
Yeah, it didn't work.
And actually, this is the first time we spoke in 15 years. Really weird. Our love of Macross is bringing us back together. Maybe some new sparks will happen.
I do remember going to your house, I think, the first time playing D&D there.
Oh, yeah.
So that was one of the first times we first interacted with each other was I went over to your house and we played D&D.
Definitely. And always, Mom, who's winning? We are, not knowing exactly how role-playing works. It's, you're playing a board game or something weird. Whatever. As long as you're having fun and not worshiping demons.
Yeah. Except for Dan. He's dead.
He died. What?
He died.
He's
they were
fine.
trying to bring him back, but don't worry about it.
He'll be fine. He can make a new character.
All right. Yeah, you learned a lot about us, how we met, hung out, stayed together for a long time. And the next episode, we will be talking...
We're going to talk about how to start your very own RPG session, your own homebrew.
There's a lot that goes into
There's a lot that's going to go into it, and we're going to have to cover a lot of different subjects throughout many different episodes. And some will be more specific, and some will be kind of a generic cover-all.
Yeah, I think our first few episodes might just be kind of more general until we delve into things a little more specific later on. And hopefully we'll get what we're looking for if the audience is listening. We're looking for audience to get involved, too, as far as giving us questions or... things to talk about. If you have some question that you are having problems with figuring out, let us know and we'll help you out.
And that will be a good segue into me saying we're on Facebook at Roll of the Dice Podcast. You can also Gmail us at Roll of the Dice Podcast and then put some questions up there and we'll try to answer them. Be awesome. Cool. Hey, Dan.
We'll try to be awesome. Yeah.
We're gonna try to be awesome. We're gonna get more awesome as we do more of these episodes. Because again,
not too hard though. We're not going to try too hard.
I'm going to try so freaking hard. You blow your freaking mind. All right. Well, hey, thanks for coming by and listening to our first episode.
Thank you.
Thank you.